Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I'm David and I think you're trying to make a 3D logo. So let me help you and let's do it together. So let's open Blender. I do not use the latest version of Blender as you can see. I do not know what the latest version is. I think it's 4.3. But yeah, I have all my add-ons set up already in 4.1. So also one thing you can, if you guys have Steam, you can also download Steam or you can also download Blender on Steam, of course, and it always updates for you. So if you need to, so if you're downloading Blender like manually, how I did it, like from the website, you need to download every single time if there comes a new version, of course. And if you have Steam, you can download it and it updates automatically for you. Yeah, I need to use it, but I think I'm a bit too lazy to add my add-ons on this one, and that's the life of a 3D artist. But I'm going to do it because it's much easier if I use the latest version, and of course, once again, it updates automatically for you. So yeah, that's one tip from me to you guys.
Would you rather be born with one leg?
Shut the fuck up.
Load up a new file. You go to General. I'm also going to make a tips and tricks video for Blender that really can speed up your workflow. So let me stop yapping and let's begin to make the 3D logo. So we're going to import our SVG. One thing, if you guys don't have your SVG ready or you guys don't know how to make one, I already made a video where I explain how to make a SVG the correct way. I don't know really if it is the correct way, but it works for me. So don't get mad at me, but I already uploaded the video. So pause this video and come back when you have your SVG ready. So let's go ahead and import our SVG. Go to File, Import, and then you can see your SVG right there. I'm going to use the beautiful Dreamers Haven logo and go ahead and click on import SVG. Keep in mind, you guys, if you import your SVG, because I dealt with this like in the past as well, if you import your SVG, make sure that it says right here that it is a curve, because when I was first starting out with Blender, I added my SVG and I did not see the curve. So when you see it says curve, it means that you did it the correct way. So if you don't see it, maybe retry the tutorial and then come back when you see the curve right here. You can see it right here. So in the meantime, I switched to version 4.2. So right now you guys can see what I'm doing in the left corner right here. So right now we're going to move this camera, press G, Y, and Control to be more precise. We're going to click on Object, Set Origin, and Origin to Geometry. So this orange dot is like precise in the center of the SVG. Then we're going to press Shift, Control S, and then Selection to Cursor. So right now our SVG is in the middle. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees. So press on R, X, 90. So type in 90 on your keyboard, of course. If we switch to our camera, I don't have a numpad on my keyboard. I have a small ass keyboard. Don't ask me why I bought this. If you guys have a numpad, press on 0. And if not, you can press on this little camera icon, and then you also move into the camera viewport. So right now our object is in the middle of our camera. So that's nice. Before we're doing this, I'm gonna press Control. No, we don't need to do that. Let's duplicate this in case something happens with the with our SVG, with our logo. So press Shift D and click on right mouse button, and then you can see curve 001. We're going to make a collection. So press M, new collection, and let's name it backup. Press on create, and now you can see you made a new collection. So let's turn this off. To explain this, I'm not going to explain like every single thing in Blender right now, because once again I'm going to make a tips and tricks video where I explain like a lot of things. So right now this is a plain logo, right? There's no 3D whatsoever. So we're going to extrude this. Scroll down, and if you see the geometry, open it, and then you can see extrude. You can click on Shift and press left mouse button and slide to the right, so you can be more precise on how big you want your object to be. So you guys can follow my tutorial, but this is like, I'm also using a different logo, so you guys also have a different logo. So really choose any size that you like for your specific logo. Okay, so I'm gonna make it this big. Yeah, this looks nice. So we're going to convert this curve into a mesh so we can do a lot more with it. So we're going to convert this to a mesh. Press right mouse button, convert to, and then it says mesh. So let's go ahead and press on tab. We can see all the vertices right now. Even if you're starting out with Blender, even if you never use Blender, even if you don't know anything about 3D, you can automatically see like this shit looks ass. Like this don't look good, right? So what we're going to do is make all these vertices look right. So let's go ahead and go out of edit mode. You can press tab again. So we're going to the modifier tab. Click on add modifier, click on search, and then we're going to search for remesh. Oh, it already is there, but let's just type it in, remesh. Don't panic. We're going to change this, of course. Let's keep it on voxel, keep the same settings. If you lower the values with typing it in, it could be that your Blender crashes, so just use the arrows carefully until it looks good. I always use, I think, 0.004. This is good enough. As long as you can see your object how it was looking before, right? Let's apply it. Click on this little arrow right here. Then you can see apply. So right now, what we just did with this modifier, right? Let's go ahead and click on tab. Boom. You see this shit? It looks better than before. And this is what we want. Beautiful vertices. Okay, let's back out and click on tab, of course. So right now what we're going to do is make this object look better, because right now it looks like shit, right? Click on object mode and go to sculpt mode. So the sculpt mode is a great tool. It really is a great tool because you can do so much with it. If you are trying to do 3D logos, right, you can really be creative with it. These are the default values. Let's make it a bit bigger. The strength is good. Use your left mouse button, click on it, and just go ahead and really like go over it. Just really play with it. So while we're doing this, you guys can see little cubes on it. So back out, click on sculpt mode, go to object mode, because if you go to sculpt mode, you cannot press tab again because it brings you in edit mode. So keep that in mind. Go to object mode, press right mouse button and click on shade smooth. Look what happens. Everything is smooth out. Go back into sculpt mode and really play with it. Like pause the video, because I'm gonna lower the value, by the way, because it's too strong. Yeah, with this, really pause the video and do your own thing at your own pace. Don't really rush. So before you go into pause the video, let's change something in our viewport. Right now it's black, right? Let's go ahead and press on this arrow right here, the shading tab. Let's go to math cap and click on this ball right here, and you can see a lot of materials right here. I always use this one. You can use whatever you want, but I like using this one. So go ahead and click on this one if you like. Wait, what? Why is it not changing? I don't understand.
Gotcha, bitch.
So let's go to the material tab and delete this material. So right now, you can see much better what you're doing. Smooth everything out. And as you guys can see, it looks so much better right now than before. So yeah, this looks much better. So of course you have a lot more tools. So what you can use is the crease tool as well. You can make the strength a bit lower, or the radius as well, and you can see what it's doing. You can see like it creases the object. And this is like a fire tool because you can really see the details in the object itself as well. And by the way, guys, you can use any and see what it does, because you can do a lot of cool things with these tools. So really be creative and do not hesitate to use one tool and just use everything. I'm not saying you need to use everything right now, but just use everything so you can see what every tool does. So I'm going to delete it because it looks ugly. So I think I'm gonna keep it like plain, to be honest. Or am I a bit too boring for that? Just let me just use the crease tool a bit. Oh yeah, this is fire. This is fire. Like around the corners. The sculpt mode is really an amazing feature that Blender has. So do not rush the process. Really do what you like. Be precise with it. We don't need to rush. So let's go ahead and start with the scene. Let's set up our camera first. I'm going to use 1300 by 1500. Oh yeah, maybe a tip. If you want to make a reel, This is the resolution for a reel: 1080 press tab, 9020. So if you wanted to make a reel, this is the resolution for a reel. Oh yeah, so you guys can see it says 200. That means it is multiplied by 2. So this means it's 2600 by 3000. That means it's 4K. Click on Shift A. Of course, you guys can see what I'm doing right here, but because it's a beginning tutorial as well, I'm just doing it. But maybe in future, if you guys like to not talk anymore what I'm doing, just let me know in the comments for real. But right now, I'm just doing it just in case. So Shift A, go to Mesh, and let's add a plane. Let's scale it up a bit. So press on S, Control, and slide it. This is more than enough. So let's click on Tab. Now we're in edit mode as well. Click on number 2 on your keyboard. So we're in the edge select mode. Click on E for extruding it, and let's extrude it. Nice. And click on this line right here, Control B, and use your scroll wheel to do this. This is more than enough. Go ahead and press on Tab, right mouse button, and shade it smooth. And now it's smooth. Press on Control A to apply the scale. So right now we're going to set up the logo. By the way, this is of course your own preference, what you like. I had something different in mind. I think this could look really fire. So what I did, by the way, is rotate R, X, and type in 90 on your keyboard. Or my bad, minus 90, of course. And I'm going to scale it. So right now I'm making my own scene, of course, so you can really be creative with it and do anything you like with your scene. So of course I do not want this angle, so I'm going to change the angle. Yeah, this is a fire angle. So by the way, if you want to have another viewport open, what I have, you need to see this right there in every single corner. And go ahead and press on the right mouse button, and you can do vertical split, or you can do horizontal split, 3D viewport, 0 numpad, and then you have another viewport open. And if you want to delete some viewports, you can just right mouse button, join areas. So we're going to rendered view, world properties, and change the color to black. Let's add a light. Shift A, light, area light. Make it a bit bigger. And go to this light bulb and change the power. If you go into your camera view and press on rendered view, you can see it has a bit of light, so we can see what we are doing, of course. For the materials, I'm not going to use my own materials. So what really is one of the most best things that could ever happen to Blender is this add-on, and it's called Blender Kit. So by the way, I'm not sponsored by Blender Kit, but I hope that they sponsor me if they're seeing this video. Long story short, it is really useful because you don't need to make your own materials. It's really for a fast workflow. So I'm gonna show you guys. By the way, it's totally free, of course. So I'm going to drop the link in my description. So pause the video and download Blender Kit, and then you can continue with this tutorial. So if you have downloaded Blender Kit, we're going to the material tab. So at this moment, really choose any material that you want for your object and background. Yeah, I seen this one, condensation and chrome. So I'm going to use this one. As you can see, if I zoom in, you could actually see the condensation. This material is so beautiful. What? Yeah, this one is fire. This one is really fire. For the scene, for the background, I also seen something like, what was it again? Water? Or no, it was chrome water or something. I need to find it first. Oh, I think it was this one. Oh yeah, nice. This looks fire. You guys see this? This is so fire. I don't know how I came up with this, but You see, guys, really be creative and really step out of your comfort zone, because if you follow certain tutorials, you really want to look like it's going to be the same. But if you step out of your comfort zone, you can see like you have so many possibilities with 3D. It's so beautiful. So I think I'm going with this scene. So right now the most important step is your lighting. A lot of people be asking me like, how are your 3D renders that realistic? It is because of lighting. Of course, there are a lot of parts as well that are really important, but lighting is one of the most important things to get a realistic result, or not even realistic, but also a good looking result. What I always do, like in all of my renders, not all of my renders, but mainly product renders or logo renders, I always use the light from the side. So RY90 minus 90. Grab this and slide it back a bit. And if you go into render view, you guys see this looks so nice already, like actually so nice already. I'm gonna make the light a bit stronger. Not too strong. I'm going to add one more light. Shift D. And maybe to the right. Yeah, this looks really nice. And you guys can also see the detail that we did with the sculpt mode. If you look closely right here, I already like it like this, to be honest. From this view, it looks like bland, but if you zoom in closely, it looks good. But that is just a viewport, so don't worry about that. My bad, I needed to say this or tell you guys this at first. I hope you guys have your render engine set on cycles, because sometimes if you open Blender for the first time, it says Eevee, and then this happens. So it really is important to use cycles. My bad, but I think you guys figured it already, and I'm going to put it in the comments as well, so don't worry. I do not think I need to do anything more. I think I'm gonna add one more light, maybe on top of it, like a bit higher up too. Yeah, this looks much better. You guys see? And of course, this is in Blender, and I also do post processing in Photoshop. I'm going to make a lot of tutorials, guys, so don't worry about it. I'm going to explain a lot more stuff in another videos, how to post process, for example, because sometimes people ask like, okay, why does my render look not that good out of Blender? Because yeah, of course, you need to do a bit more if you want it to look better. And one of the things that I use to make it look better and better is Photoshop, for example. Please let me know what you guys want to see, what kind of videos. So please let me know in the comments, because we're going crazy on YouTube. Yeah, with that being said, I think I'm going to render this scene. I think it really looks good already for rendering. And to be honest, with the settings are so important as well. And till this day, I still, not till this day, but for a long time, I did not knew how many samples to use or some settings. Like it really came over time and doing some research as well. These samples, you don't need that much samples, but you can just leave it like this. So if your render don't look good right now, one of the key things is your light path. As you can see, it's maxed out on mine because it really looks so much better. If you, for example, use the direct light or default, let me see, you don't really see that big of a difference. It's most likely you can see a crazy difference if you have a more detailed scene, but I always use full global just in case. I'm going to use simplify, use styling. I'm gonna use 512, turn on this one. So yeah, I think this will be it for now for this video. I'm going to render this image, press on render image. Bro, this looks fire. So I rendered out the final image, right? That shit looks ass. So I changed the scale of the texture, and this looks fire. This looks actually fire. So yeah, this is the final image, the final render. If you rendered out your final image, if you're posting it on your story, please tag me in it so I can see it. because I'm really, really excited to see what you guys cooked up. And I'll see you guys in the next one.